You've been told that what matters is what you say. But here's the uncomfortable truth. Nobody believes your words. They believe your presence. You can memorize the perfect speech, rehearse every line, choose every word with surgical precision, and still walk into a room and lose people in the first 3 seconds. Not because of what you said, because of what your body already confessed before you opened your mouth. This is the part nobody teaches you. Nonverbal communication doesn't follow your words, it arrives before them. Your posture, your breathing, the way your eyes move, all of it transmits a signal that others receive and process instantly, automatically, without a single conscious thought. And here's what makes this truly unsettling. Your body reveals what your mind tries to hide. You can smile, you can repeat powerful affirmations in the mirror every morning, but if there's internal noise, doubt, fear, comparison, your projected energy has already spoken, loudly, before you even said hello. Think about the last time you walked into a high-stakes situation, feeling rehearsed but disconnected. Maybe you avoided eye contact at exactly the wrong moment. Maybe a micro-expression flickered across your face, one you weren't even aware of, and something shifted in the room. No one said anything, but the perception was already formed. That's mirror neurons at work. The people around you are reading your body's subtext in real time, calibrating their level of trust, authority, and comfort based entirely on signals you may not even know you're sending. So the real question isn't, how do I speak better? The real question is, what is my body saying when I'm not paying attention? Here's where most people get this wrong. They think the solution is performance. Stand taller, take up more space, hold eye contact longer, project confidence like it's a costume you put on before important meetings. That approach fails, and it fails consistently, because people don't respond to posture, they respond to congruence. What you need isn't a power pose. What you need is internal alignment, real emotional coherence between what you think, what you feel, and what you do. When those 3 things move together, something shifts, not just in how others see you, but in how you occupy space, how you breathe, the pause you make before you speak. That's when genuine authority appears, not imposed, not performed, earned through alignment. When there's true calm inside, your proxemics change naturally. Your gestures open up, your silences carry weight. You stop filling every pause with nervous words and start using stillness as a tool. That's what I call sovereign silence, and it communicates more than 1,000 rehearsed lines ever could. Here's a practical truth I've seen confirmed repeatedly. Your body always arrives before your words do. Before you say, "Nice to meet you," your nonverbal communication has already sent a complete message. The other person's brain has already begun deciding, consciously or not, whether to trust you, follow you, or dismiss you. This isn't mystical. This is biology. Social perception operating on autopilot, processing signals at a speed your conscious mind can't compete with. So conscious presence doesn't begin when you speak. It begins the moment you enter a space, the moment your energy enters a room. Ask yourself something simple. When you walk into a room, any room, do you walk in with short steps and a downward gaze, or with stable posture, controlled breathing, and intentional movement? That single distinction changes your projected energy immediately. Maintain tactical eye contact, 3 to 5 seconds, steady and calm. Combine it with open gestures, and you generate intrinsic confidence without a single word spoken. Small adjustments, enormous impact. But now comes the part that's truly uncomfortable. Because if there's internal noise, your body's subtext will expose it. Micro-expressions reveal tension you're actively trying to suppress. Your proxemics become defensive. You contract, you protect, you retreat, even while your words are saying something completely different. Insecurity leaks through the smallest details. The slight hesitation before a direct statement, the way your eyes drift when you claim certainty, the breath you hold without realizing it. You cannot perform your way out of internal misalignment. The body always tells the truth. This is why working on congruence isn't optional, it's foundational.
When your internal world aligns with your external expression, authority doesn't need to be announced. It becomes visible, felt, recognized without explanation. And this raises the question that matters most right now. How do you build that internal foundation? How do you create the inner stability that makes everything external, posture, gaze, silence, presence, feel natural instead of forced? It starts with awareness. Before your next important conversation, stop for 2 minutes, breathe deeply, and listen, actually listen, to what you're telling yourself internally. If you find phrases like, "I'll probably get this wrong," or "I'm not ready for this," you've just located the root of your exposed insecurity. That internal dialogue is the signal your body is transmitting, whether you're conscious of it or not. Replace it deliberately, not with false affirmations, but with grounded, firm, and honest language. Then adjust your posture. Maintain tactile eye contact. Let your gestures open. Watch how your micro-expressions soften, not because you forced them to, but because the internal signal changed. That is the beginning of real presence. And once you understand it at this level, you never walk into a room the same way again. Let's talk about one of the most underestimated tools in human communication, one that most people waste without realizing it, and that the most influential communicators in the world use with absolute precision: silence. Not the silence of someone who doesn't know what to say, not the uncomfortable pause of someone searching for words. I'm talking about sovereign silence, the deliberate, controlled, intentional use of stillness as a communication instrument. When you master silence, your executive presence multiplies. A single extra second of pause after a key statement forces the other person's mirror neurons to fully process your message. In that micro moment, your natural authority consolidates, without effort, without volume, without repetition. Think about the last time someone spoke to you and then simply waited, held the space, didn't rush to fill it, didn't add unnecessary words to soften the impact of what they just said. That pause created weight, it created gravity, and without realizing it, you leaned in. That's sovereign silence working at full power. Now, combine that with tactile eye contact. Not a stare, this isn't a confrontation. It's calm, steady, intentional presence through the eyes. You hold the gaze with unshakable calm for a few natural seconds, then release it with ease. No tension, no dominance, just grounded, secure connection. When you listen this way, with active body listening, a slight forward lean, open gestures, stable breathing, your nonverbal communication transmits something rare in most interactions: respect and control simultaneously. Not one or the other, both. And your proxemics reinforce it. The right physical distance, not invasive, not distant, signals intrinsic confidence without a word being exchanged. Every element working in harmony, every signal pointing in the same direction. Let me give you something concrete you can test immediately. In your next important meeting or conversation, try this. Answer a key question. Give your answer with full clarity and conviction, and then, when you finish, hold 2 seconds of silence. Look with serenity. Don't fill that space with filler words. Don't soften the ending with "you know" or "I think" or unnecessary additions. Just let the statement stand on its own weight. Observe what happens in the room. Watch the shift in projected energy. You'll notice something immediate. Your own micro-expressions of anxiety begin to decrease. The exposed insecurity that usually leaks through the small details starts to dissolve, and the people around you recalibrate their perception of you in real time. This isn't manipulation. This is communication at its highest level of precision. Because here's what most people don't understand about presence. It's not about being the loudest voice in the room. It's not about having the most impressive credentials or the most polished vocabulary. It's about being the most aligned person in the room, the one whose internal state and external expression are moving in the same direction, telling the same story, transmitting the same signal. When that alignment exists, you don't need to compete for attention. You naturally hold it. And this principle extends far beyond meetings and conversations. It applies to how you enter a space, how you sit before speaking, how you respond to a challenge, how you handle disagreement, how you absorb pressure without collapsing under it. Presence that leads isn't situational. It becomes a state, a way of operating in the world. But to get there, you need to understand one more layer, because there's a dimension of this that goes even deeper than body language and silence. There's the moment when your body begins to lead before you've even made a decision. Before you give an instruction, before you announce a direction, before you speak a single word, your body has already decided whether people will follow you. Conscious presence doesn't announce itself. It organizes space. It stabilizes energy. It sets the emotional temperature of the room before any agenda is discussed or any word is exchanged. When you enter with unshakable calm, your projected energy doesn't just affect you, it spreads. The group's mirror neurons begin to synchronize with yours without anyone noticing it happening. That's the difference between imposing authority and generating it. One creates resistance, the other creates alignment. These are small decisions, but they are cumulative. And over time, they compound into something that cannot be faked, cannot be borrowed, and cannot be taken from you. A presence that leads naturally, that earns trust without demanding it, that generates authority without imposing it. The difference between where you are and where you want to be is not in what you say tomorrow. It is in how you decide to show up in the world, starting now. Your presence is already speaking. The only question left is, are you the one deciding what it says? Train it, align it, own it.